So at the start of 2024, I did a two-part series covering the gold scam, how these major, massive gold companies are completely screwing over to the elderly, mostly conservative elderly in America, and they're partnering with a lot of conservative pundits. I think in the thumbnail I used Ben Shapiro and Rudy Giuliani, who were two people who had worked with some of these gold companies. The second video was an interview I did with someone who used to work for the gold company, and he kind of exposed how everything was going down. Now, those videos did quite well. I think collectively they have about 400,000 views. And one thing I actually talked about in that video, specifically at the beginning, I said that I didn't want to make this a political issue. I don't want to talk about politics on this channel. There's plenty of other channels like that. I'd like to stay out of that. But specifically when I made that video, I only talked about, conservative pundits, a lot of people who were on like Fox News, who were promoting these gold companies that massively overcharge the elderly to the point where these elderly don't make any money on their gold. They were, it was only mostly conservative pundits doing that. Now, I should have waited a month or two because now there's actually someone on the left who is actually promoting these shifty gold companies to his audience. Now, specifically, I'm talking about Bill Maher. He's a comedian. He's got his very successful show on HBO, Real Time with Bill Maher. Now, fortunately, he didn't actually promote one of these gold companies on Real Time with Bill Maher. But what many people don't know is that Bill Maher actually has a podcast on YouTube that he does as well. Has about 500,000 subscribers. It's called the Club Random Podcast. And he's now done a sponsorship a few times for one of these gold companies. Now, this specific company, it's called Noble Gold Investments. It's not one of the companies that I talked about in the past videos, but it's very much in the same that it operates in the same that these other companies do. Now, a quick refresher if you don't remember that video, but basically what these companies do is they'll go on like conservative, or in this case, Bill Maher's show, and they'll say, hey, the US dollar, it's going down the drain. Right? You can't trust fiat money anymore. You got to invest in gold. That's how you save your retirement nest egg, right? And so they'll get people, they'll cause them to be really worried about the stock market or about fiat money, and they will invest in gold. And these companies will, in many cases, charge 100, 200%, sometimes 250% over what the actual price of gold is when the senior citizen or whoever tries to sell it. So if, just to make it really simple, if 1 ounce of gold coin is currently going for $100, I know it's way more than that, but if 1 ounce of gold coin was going for $100, they might charge you $200 or $300 for that 1 ounce gold coin, and you think you're getting a good deal, and then you sell it back, you try and sell it back years later, and now the price of gold is only $150 an ounce, right? So you wouldn't actually make money, you would lose a ton of money. Now, many of these companies like Hartford, Goldline, that I talked in the past video have been sued. Many of them went out of business. Yet to this day, a lot of these other companies still exist. Noble Gold Investments is one of those companies. So let's actually see what Bill Maher actually said in his actual video promoting this company.
You've heard the headlines. Inflation is unchecked. The dollar is collapsing. The government is printing too much money. The fear is real, but there is a solution. Gold. The government can't print more gold. Gold isn't collapsing, and gold's value increases during inflationary times. Noble Gold Investments is here to help you protect your wealth.
Now, Noble Gold Investments, if you actually go to their website, I'll have a link below to that if you want to check it out. But much like I talked about in the other videos with the other gold companies, if you go to their website, they won't tell you anywhere on the website the price of any of their gold coins. They'll have a long list of gold coins that they will sell you, and if you click on any of them, if you click on Learn More, basically they want your contact information so one of their salespeople can contact you and kind of try and convince you into buying the gold products. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with buying gold if that's what you want to do, but these companies are being very shifty by not telling you exactly what the price of gold is. Now, I'll pull up another website, and I'm not endorsing this company at all, but you can see that this company tells you right on the page how much a 1 ounce, 1 ounce American Gold Eagle, right on the page is currently going at the time of filming this video for $2,531.09. So if you want to purchase that, they tell you right on the website, this is how much it costs. Now, it's incredibly shifty that these other companies, this Noble Gold Investments, do not put that on their website because they're most likely, in many of their products, overcharging greatly for what the actual price is compared to what the current selling rate for the gold is. And they do this knowing that if you actually researched, if you went to their website, they showed you the price directly on the website, and then you researched compared to the other companies, you would see it's way more expensive and you probably wouldn't buy from them. Now, like I said with the other gold companies, a lot of these gold companies has started to take a lot of heat, not just from my video, but there have been news agencies that have been reported on this as well. And hopefully these companies that are scamming people, or greatly selling the gold for dramatically over value, like Hartford and stuff. Hopefully these companies, hopefully legislation can get passed to at least, if not shut the company down, at least, try and stop a lot of the overpriced selling that is going on. Now, one thing I have to say with Bill Maher, I have to say I'm very disappointed that he decided to promote these very sketchy gold companies. And I think it's extremely hypocritical of him to do so because Bill Maher actually did a bit on his show, the HBO show, a couple years ago, where he called out Glenn Beck and many of these other conservative pundits for recommending Goldline to their audience. And he specifically talks in the video how Goldline was ripping off their customers and selling them bad products that they're not going to make any money on. So for him to make a bit about this on his show, calling out conservative pundits for doing this, and then just a few years later, he's like, all right, I'll sponsor these gold companies now. It's cool. Don't listen to that actual bit that I did a couple of years ago. Yeah, just go ahead and buy from this gold company that's paying me a bunch of money to sponsor them. I think that's incredibly hypocritical.
And for years, Beck, Kennedy, and other radio hosts endorsed Goldline, a company that sells gold coins to frightened old people for twice what they're worth. Why not just hogtie your audience and steal their disability checks?
A few moments later.
The government is printing too much money. The fear is real, but there is a solution. Gold. The government can't print more gold. Gold isn't collapsing, and gold's value increases during inflationary times. Noble Gold Investments is here to help you protect your wealth.
But there you go, an update on the gold scam that I covered earlier this year. Like I said, there hasn't really been any changes in legislation or anything, so hopefully you can spread this video and the other videos I did in the past and to, get more information, allow more people to see what's truly going on with these gold companies, so that they're not getting dramatically overcharged with gold that's way overvalued that they will never actually make a profit on. And hopefully, Bill Maher will stop being a hypocrite and stop promoting gold companies when he was, calling them out and making jokes about the other people doing it just a few short years ago. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Bill Maher promoting this and other conservative pundits promoting it as well. I'd love to hear your opinion.